Okay, so everybody have the agenda and identify themselves. Bob Barrio, Chairman.
David Foster, contractor member.
Acting chairperson.
Cameron Champlin, journeyman.
Okay, so we do have a quorum for this meeting. Minutes of the previous meeting, does anybody have any questions on those?
Make a motion to approve.
Second,
Any further discussion? All those signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, so that's done. Comments or concerns of any person present today, I will use that later on in the minute. Okay, so DCP Investigation Division Complaint Status Report. Where are we at with that?
Did you get, I'm just checking, I had a couple of meetings this week. Did you get the one that was sent yesterday that goes from May 1st to June 30th?
I don't recall receiving that one.
Okay. Did anybody else receive it? I can always do a share screen with that. I sent it yesterday with a reminder.
I've got it.
Okay. How about you, David? Or I can just put it
Yeah,
up
I'm
on the
looking
screen
through
anyway.
yesterday. I don't delete anything you send me.
You don't believe anything I sent you?
No, I don't delete anything.
So, all right.
Yep, I got it. Yep, it's right here.
All right. Did you want me to put it up on the screen though, Bob, since you don't have it, or?
If you don't mind, because I'll probably log out by again.
Yep. Give me 1 second.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you can let me know if you can see it okay, or
Yeah, I can see it okay.
there's one more page.
No big red flags, I see. Take a look at the next page.
Okay.
Thank you.
Some big fines here. 12,500. Whoa,
Wow.
that sucks.
Anybody have any questions on that?
Oh, looks good to me.
Looks good to me.
Thank you. Old business, public act concerning cannabis advertising in DCP. What's this about?
I'm carrying that over, and I can take it off for the next agenda. This involves, if you recall from previous meetings, there were changes to Chapter 393 that affected the licensees, such as yourselves, regarding written contracts and having to have the contractor's or attorney person's name that did the work on the contracts or the invoices for the customer. I don't know if you remember that from the last legislative session.
Yeah,
So this public act changed the language even further to, for lack of a better way to put it, to correct and change what was put in, I think it was in the 2021 session. Because that language went in there, and then there was discussion that there was a little bit of pushback that the way the language went in there for Chapter 393. So there's changes in there affecting 393. That's why I have it here.
yeah, that was that little problem we had. I'll just be quiet.
With what you need to put in a customer invoice or contract. So I have the link in the agenda. If you take a look at that, this public act has a lot of different things in it. but if you take a look at this, you'll find where where it affects the chapter 393. You may want to take a look at that. So it's just a follow up.
Okay. Anybody have any questions on that?
Not really.
All right, and go on to the next thing, the equivalent licenses. Cammy, have you guys in 777 had a chance to look at those? I mean, it looks like we've approved a few of them. Do you have any big hangups or concerns? In case there's something we miss?
As far as I know, no, I mean, they've reviewed it. Mike and John both get this, so I'm assuming at this point that they didn't have any, because nobody contacted me to say, hey, we're not gonna be at the meeting, but we don't like this or don't like that. So I did not contact them to ask, but I'm assuming everything is all right with them, or they would have had some comment.
All right, that's good to know. Thank you, Cammy. I think we just need to make sure, well, we have the regular meetings with Todd, myself, and now Janita when we look at this, and then we will use the decision that the board makes to expedite people applying for licenses as long as they meet the criteria. And I can assure you, it's quite interesting how people will apply. They want to go from a P1 to an S1, and they'll send in a one-page document, just the application, and expect to be approved. So we
Yeah.
had that for years, Cammy.
Nothing's changed, you're right.
Nothing has changed. You're right. Okay, so well, it kind of ties into new business, the application working review group. Richard has retired, and he's working, I guess, part-time on filling stuff. And Janita is now filling in on that with Todd and I. So we usually have a fairly good rapport on the decisions. And so far it is going well. Any of the board members have questions on that? Okay.
Hey,
Comments?
Bob, I didn't have a question, just observation, not with you guys, with PSI, and Karen knows this because I constantly call her for help. I had 3 guys apply for a B2 over a month ago. Still haven't heard back from them. They are just so slow. It is amazing.
I'd like to compliment you on your good choice of words. I know that's not what you're thinking. Yeah.
Poor Karen, I call her all the time. She's got other things to do than to listen to me.
That's all right. You're following up on those that's not a problem.
It's just frustrating trying to get these guys, they've been approved, they've got their golden certificate. All they got to do is get the approval from PSI so they can get a
Right.
date. And it takes months.
You can send me over the names, whoever it is that you're waiting for now.
I hate to do that to you. It's just,
It's not a big deal. It's not.
Maybe it's,
Well,
I know.
one of the biggest things is that we all went through this when we were getting our licenses. And when you sit there and you can almost taste it and you just don't have it, you start getting aggravated. And then as an employer, David, I understand 100% because you got to find out who's in charge, and sometimes forget it. They're not in charge. It's just a joke. It's
I don't blame people for getting aggravated. I would too. So just send me over the names. I mean, I may not be able to tell you what you want to hear, but I can at least check on it. You
well, I
never know,
know,
because you know what? Sometimes people will send in, they'll forget to sign it. They'll send in the wrong amount. Sometimes it is sitting over there and people don't realize that they didn't do something right. And then it takes them a while because then they've got to go through all those and and they physically send it back to the person saying that, we can't go any further because of this. So it doesn't hurt. I can check.
Yeah, I did get one of my guys signed his birthday is 2022.
Right.
And they did send that back. So he actually got that back, but the other two that sent it in right still haven't heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do they email them or call? I mean, you call over there, you wait. I waited an hour and 45 minutes one
Yeah.
time to get a hold of somebody.
Yeah.
I was on the phone for an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, I
Wait.
don't mind checking on it first because there are times when people do have to call and they have to wait, but sometimes I can get through that to avoid it. So just send me the names after the
All right.
meeting. Not a
Thank
big
you.
deal.
Just a comment, Bob,
Yes,
maybe you should talk to the other chairman if they're having the same problem. Maybe it's time for the state of Connecticut to put it out to bid again. Because there are other agents or other people out there that do the same work as PSI. Maybe they need a little something to get them off their ass.
okay, I will do that.
Thank you.
I'm writing a note.
Yeah, I mean, with today's technology, this should be done quick.
Right.
Not like when you and I, back in the dinosaur ages, when they were making fossil fuel, paper and all that, Bob, when we were getting ours. This is all, it should be so much quicker.
Yes. You're right, David. I agree with you. With all the new technology, why is it taking longer than when we had snail mail?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
well, the more things change, the more they remain the same.
Yes.
I want you guys to know that I've been working with Andrea Comer about upgrading the heating license. I just sent her back something yesterday. And I don't know where the heck I put the, well, here it is. Just so that you guys are aware, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. We have, I believe, 21 classifications of licenses in the HVAC group. So trying to get that all put together. Karen sent me over the electrical one, and I'm trying to mimic that and how we prepare the application so that there's some uniformity. And I believe the plumbing board has gotten theirs in. So we're working forward on that. And then again, there's also different time requirements, for different hours, and sometimes they conflict in one document from the state versus another document from the state, but we're trying to work through all of that and hopefully get it correctly. And keeping you informed on that. Now, one of the things that I have a concern with is that we're adding new licenses in and trying to get the information as to the requirements. I forgot what it was, but there's a Boilermaker license, which I'm not sure what the requirements are and what we have to do to get that, but I added that classification. And Cammy, do you remember that one that we voted on?
I do remember, Bob, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I do remember the Boilermaker getting some type of a license. I don't know. I'll give it some thought. Maybe it'll come back to me. I'm getting old,
No, you're still looking good, Cammy. You got more hair
Listen,
than me, for God's sake.
Tomorrow I'll be 80, so everybody wish me happy birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday, Tammy.
Wow.
Happy
Thanks.
birthday, Mr.
Happy
Champlin.
birthday. Holy crap.
Happy birthday.
You don't look it, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, getting back to that BM, it's something about the breaching, and I forgot what it was, but I mean, this goes back 15, 20 years
Yeah.
ago.
I think, Bob, there was a problem between the tin knocker, sheet metal man, and the Boilermaker on something, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but yes, I do remember that.
Karen, whatever happened with that, you had mentioned that application for that BM? What's the story with that? Did we find anything out?
Well, I sent him, an email saying we need more information. He emailed me back and said, what exactly are you looking for? And Janita, the last correspondence in that chain, Janita did and sent him an email giving him some information, and I don't know where that didn't go anywhere after that email from Janita. He didn't get back they didn't get back to me. I'm not sure if he got back to
Oh, and he
Janita or
didn't,
not.
and Mr. Chairman, he didn't get back to me. So, and I had already checked with Todd Birch, and there's no apprenticeship program for that. So, the gentleman never reached back out.
Okay, Todd, do you have any input on this? Just so, we're getting old and fuzzy here. Do you have any recollection on this?
Yeah, I do. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Boilermakers themselves have the National Apprenticeship Program, not run through my office. They're run through the National Office of Apprenticeship. I did a search in my database. There has not been a registered Boilermaker apprentice in well over 22 years. Janita did ask me that to research that. That being said, the Boilermakers do have an apprenticeship program, but it's nationally run. And Cami, due to our longstanding history, the Boilermakers were definitely and the sheet metal workers were having conversation on the breaching of the exhaust from the boiler, between boilers, so on and so forth. And I think that was the issue. And again, that was well over 20 years ago. So I'm starting to date myself as well. So thank you. And one more comment, Mr. Barrio, if I may, on a previous topic. My office, and this is brought up by Mr. Champlin, my office gets a extraordinary amount of inquiry with regard to PSI. I just want to make that as a blank across the board statement through all occupations. We issue, obviously, the letter of completion. It goes to PSI. That being said, the burden of inquiry to my staff has been unbelievable over the last 6 months specifically. So I just wanted to go on record with that. Thank you.
All right, so then it's just not a David Foster problem.
No.
And 1,726 employers in the state of Connecticut, it probably affects at this point in time. I will stand on that.
Yeah. Well, that's just another mess to handle, huh? So, Janita, do you have any comments on this border maker thing? Did you find anything else out?
No, Mr. Chairman, I haven't. All I have is the small amount of information that's in the PSI Bulletin of Exam information and the small amount of information that's on the DCP website for Boilermaker, which is pretty incomplete. I believe that's why Deputy Commissioner Andrea Comer reached out to you, but no. And unfortunately, the Richards retired and the department did not get a library of information from him that I know of. Maybe they did, and I don't know, but Richard was a walking encyclopedia, and here we are.
Yeah, okay. All right, let me do some thinking on that. I might check with him and see if he has any ideas. But we're moving forward. Okay, any other questions, thoughts, ideas, suggestions? Okay, so, thank you all. Cami and David, we have a 10 o'clock hearing, and you're going to be able to do that, David?
I'll be waiting with bated breath.
Please control your excitement.
we have it earlier so I can leave earlier? I have a feeling that first one's gonna be a big one.
All right. Thank you all. Appreciate it. This meeting is adjourned. Karen, when is the next meeting? Have we set that date?
It is October 6th.
October 6th?
Yep.
Meeting. All right. And gentlemen, I must say you guys are doing much better than me, computer savvy, and appreciate all your patience. Everybody have a good day and thanks for joining in, okay?
Thank you. Have a good day,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday, Cammy. Hope you